The big bright idea at the U Sports Report. This is where we talk about those things that catch our mind and catch our eyes and our ears. Okay, guys. Flag football season is coming up, definitely.
Yeah.
But fantasy football. Fantasy football season is coming up. Look, I'm starting to get emails from FanDuel, from DraftKings,
Oh, yeah.
all of these places. My buddies are emailing us, hey, fantasy football is coming up. What do we do? Now, my question is this. Is it too early to start talking about fantasy football?
No.
It's
Ne-
never too early to talk about football, especially not fantasy football, where you get to like make your own team.
Well, why? I mean, hold on. Let me be contrary a little bit. We still don't have the roster set. You know, in preseason, somebody big always goes down, you know? And, and I just don't know. We still don't know which rookies are going to make the team, which veterans are going to get cut, which team players are going to switch. Because, training camp, they cut a guy, another team will pick him up, and they'll be a star for them. Is it a little bit too early? We're not even done with basketball and hockey season yet.
It's not too early to talk about it, but it is too early to draft your team.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Pro tips.
Oh, yeah.
Pro tips for any fantasy football league manager out there. Please do not hold your draft until all of the preseason games are finished. Like you said, Khalil, somebody always gets hurt in the preseason or mini camps or whatever it may be. And that is the biggest thing I can say is do not hold your draft until the preseason games are done. Because it happens every single year.
Every year.
Every year.
Jordy Nelson.
Yeah.
I'm excited though because I normally don't draft very many guys from my team, but this year I'm going to probably have a few more names in the mix if everything goes as planned for the Jaguars. We've got some upcoming hot names to look at, so maybe I'll have a little bit of a better year with draft.
Jaguars, DB, your second defense?
Maybe. I don't know.
Second defense, definitely.
It's a little early to put them on my roster as my defense,
Okay.
but maybe a couple players from the team will make my roster. But
Real-
my little brother makes like $600 every year on FanDuel.
Oh, wow.
Like weekly.
He's good.
He's good at it.
And then I want to ask you that, but first I'm going to ask you guys draft tips. What are some of your draft strategies when it comes to fantasy football?
When I play fantasy football, I play with guys who know a lot about football. So the biggest tip I have is it's not always the best idea to get the number one name. Sometimes it's better to, especially on like safeties. Sometimes it's better to get somebody in like the middle of the list because those guys are pretty good too. And I've got some really big points with some third stringers.
Okay. Tyler, what's your draft strategy?
Draft strategy, first off, first 4 rounds, running backs and wide receivers.
Yeah.
Don't even get near a quarterback until, 8, 9. Kickers, please, for goodness sake. In my last year's draft, I had somebody draft a kicker in the 5th round.
Wow.
I drafted
round.
mine first last year,
Okay.
and it did me good things.
Hey.
I mean,
Kickers
it works
are
for some
valuable.
people. It works for some people, but I mean, there's plenty of kickers that are going to be out there in the late rounds. I mean, most people don't even draft a kicker. You can go and claim them off the waiver wire. But another thing that I'd like to do is find the sleeper pick, because that is what's going to set you apart as far as the daily fantasy challenges, because most people are going to have the same core team.
Yes.
Everyone's going to have the Tom Brady's, they're going to have the Adrian Petersons, they're going to have the Julio Jones and Dez Bryant's at receiver, they're going to have Gronk, but it's that one sleeper pick that you put in your flex,
Yes.
that's going to get you. They're going to either get, 2 points or they're going to get 27 points, and that is usually the deciding factor. So you always want to go for a sleeper pick. And last year, I was holding out hope, and it hurts me to admit this, Khalil. I drafted Victor Cruz.
Oh.
I drafted Victor Cruz. It was a very, very late round pick, but I was hoping, Victor
he
Cruz was going to
developed.
come back. OBJ was taking up the double coverages. I had all the hope in the world. Just didn't happen.
No.
But fantasy football, it's always hit or miss, and I think that's what makes it so exciting.
It'll work for you this season, I think. It'll work for you this season. My draft strategy, rookies. I look for those rookies, not the top rookies who were drafted, but the rookies who have the most opportunity to play for their teams. Because most people bypass rookies. They might get the top rookie. Last year I drafted Todd Gurley in the 6th round. Everybody thought I was crazy. What are you doing? He's not playing. But once he began playing, my starting backfield was Adrian Peterson and Todd Gurley. I was crushing people, crushing them. I like to find the rookies who caught my eye watching them play college football, the ones who have the moves on the college football field. Do they have the opportunity to play, and will they get the ball more carries or more
Touches.
catches. If they get the touches, I'm playing them in a flex, and there's possibly trade bait for some other players there that are expendable. Real quick, what do you think about these daily fan sites, FanDuel, DraftKings, the money that people can make?
You know, my dad actually just lost, I think, $100 because he bet on an MLB thing that they had typed in the wrong date for. So they took all these people's money and it said 2015, but it was for this year. So all these people lost money to it. So my biggest tip, if you are going to use these things, pay attention to the dates and what it says and read the rules and know what you're doing, and don't be that guy who loses money to something that they dated incorrectly, because they don't have to give the money back because it's their site.
Yeah, personally, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
You know, it makes it a lot more fun. As they always advertise, no season-long commitment. You pick a new team every week. That's exciting.
Yeah.
You know, it's
It's a
exciting.
lot of work.
It's a lot of work. I don't partake in the daily fantasy challenges. I would like to, you know, but fantasy football is exactly that. It's fantasy football. It's for fun. So while I think they're great ideas, great tools, great entertainment sources for people, it's real hit or miss. It's gambling.
It is
It's
gambling,
gambling.
and it is hit or miss. And my problem with it, I enjoyed it. My housemates got into it. I would help them pick their teams. Won a little bit of money, won 20 or 30 bucks here. Nobody's winning thousands. But my problem with it is this, New Mexico. There was a report last year that the employees for DraftKings were playing FanDuel, and the employees for FanDuel were playing DraftKings. So these are folks with insider information who have all the metrics, all the numbers at the tip of their fingers, and they're able to manipulate. These were the top earners. Some people go on this site and make hundreds of thousands of dollars every Sunday.
Yeah.
And these were employees. So I'm like, is this really going to be a fair shake for everybody? Or do I have to be some type of Mensa MIT grad, or just work for one of these organizations to have a chance of winning big money?
And yeah, they did get the insider information, but you know, I don't really think that's that big of a help. I mean, the numbers are what they are. They don't lie. But at the same time, it really just comes down to every Sunday, those guys getting out there on the field and executing.
That's true.
Whether, you know, a guy might be averaging 27 points per game and he comes out and he has 0.2. You know,
True. That happens.
It's gambling. So while I do think them getting the insider information is a little bit unfair, ultimately it's a crapshoot. You know,
That's right.
You don't know what you're going to get. So I personally don't find it that big of a deal, especially since they weren't playing on their own website, because that would have made some problems.
That would have made huge problems. Well, how about this? Why don't we have a U Sports Report Fantasy Football League? The three of us will get some more. Maybe we'll get some viewers. Some of you want to
Let's get some
join and
viewers,
play with
yeah.
us, possibly, or maybe some of the guys in the crew. We'll get a nice 12-team league going.
Let's do it. Yeah, and especially the viewers. You know, if the
Okay.
viewers want to be involved, get at us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, our YouTube channel, whatever. Get at us. Let us know. We'll save you a spot. You can play against the three of us and all the guys back there.
Oh, yeah. And I'm going to win. Okay. That's it for the U Sports Report. Thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy Game 1 of the Finals tonight. Have a safe weekend. Enjoy Game 3 of the NHL Finals on Saturday. For Kimbry Temple, Tyler Ortega, I am Khalil A. Colonna. We will see you guys on Tuesday.